definitely in some cases higher ROAS and LTVs and kind of faster payback periods. In some cases, it was still all over the place. So it's still pretty interesting AdRas campaign and AdRas type to start testing. And you should start testing it ASAP. Why? Because you can't rely only on all the Uplovin, Google, and Unity AdRas campaigns. Now you can actually get another kid on the block into the UA channel mix.
It's 4 a.m. and we're rolling the dice. Matej drops knowledge made of gold and ice. Felix with ads making those coins rise. Jack up designs, worlds chasing the sky. We're the 2.5 gamers, the midnight crew. Talking UA adverts and game design too. Matej, Felix, Shaka bringing the insight. We're rocking those vibes till the early daylight. Matej, UA, master eyes on the prize. Tracking data through the cyberspace skies. Felix stacks dollars like a wizard in disguise. Jacob's crafted realms lift us to the highs. 2.5 gamers talking smack. Slow hockey sick, got your back. Ads are beautiful, they light the way. Click it fast, don't delay.
Hello, everybody. My name is Matej and this is 2.5 Gamers solo episode. And today, I'm going to talk about one thing and one thing only that everybody's asking since this was launched, which is Meta AdROAS optimization guide and actual setup guide. So I'm going to go through the step-by-step kind of setting up the thing. Then I'll talk about why is it important and why is it interesting for people to actually start to testing. What are the expectations? How can you think about testing the Meta AdROAS campaign? And some examples. And I'm going to walk you through the Facebook setup or Meta setup in my account. And I'm going to also show you all the other fancy stuff. So I actually prepared the presentation because why not? Because Felix did it, Jakub did it, so I'm doing it as well because it's way better to actually show you the real stuff instead of playing a game. So this is me. My name is again Matej Lancher. I've been in the industry for some time, doing the UA for over 11 years, soft launched and global launched around 50 games. So it's been a hell of a ride. I love it. That's why I'm always talking about the actual UA. So why I'm actually talking about this? Why I'm actually talking about it? Look, Meta introduced the new campaign optimization method called AdRas some time ago. And it's actually very interesting. And in the past, your app was, if it was monetized by in-app ads or in-app purchases, you had limited options to optimize on the Facebook campaigns for the revenue. You have to have the proxy events like retention or engagement and try to pass the ad revenue as purchase event as a workaround. I've done it. You've done it. It definitely wasn't the right thing to do, but we did what we could. Now the Facebook AdRas campaign with ad impression event enables you to directly optimize for value. Finally, so it's based on ad revenue, which means the algorithm will seek out the users, players who not only install your game, but also generate the high ad impression value over time. For us UA managers, this kind of can improve the efficiency of the spend, focusing on high LTV users that were previously hard to target with purchase-based optimization. Essentially unlocks ROAS-based bidding for ad monetized games and apps as well, not only games. So what it actually is and how it works. So ad impression is predefined event in Facebook SDK and ad platform that represents an in-app ad impression along the revenue earned from the impression So in practice, when an ad is displayed to a player in your game, for example, rewarded video or banner from an ad network, your app can log an ad impression event. Includes details, type of the ad, and ad revenue earned from the single impression. So Meta then uses these events as conversion signals. And when you optimize a campaign for ad impression value, the ad impression event, and the revenue, Facebook actually tried to maximize that ad impression value. So to break it down, ad impression carries a monetary value, the revenue, well, your game earned from that ad view. By sending this to Facebook, you're effectively telling the algorithm how much revenue each user is generating from the ads. So Facebook then sum these values per user or per cohort and prioritize delivering ads to people likely to generate more ad revenue, which is a higher total value. So this is analogous to optimizing for purchase value, but here, like, the purchases are third-party impressions, basically. So according to Facebook event definitions, if you provide a value, which is often via value to sum parameter with ad impression event, the value is interpreted as ad revenue and can be used for value optimization. That's why you actually send the ad revenue value in purchase before as a workaround, because then you could use it for value optimization. So the current platform availability. At the moment, the AdRas optimization is available for Android campaigns only. It was rolled out as of Q4 2024, and it's focused on Android because iOS has significant limitations due to ATT and all the privacy fun stuff. So for iOS, you can still send the ad revenue events, but only will be mapped as traditional purchase. So you still need to use the workaround that I was talking about. Again, in other words, iOS games cannot yet select ad impression event as a conversion event for optimization in Ads Manager. Instead, any ad revenue you send from iOS will be added to your purchase ROAS or value reporting. Again, the workaround. And it's not really great, but it's the only option. What can we do? Facebook says they explore the support for iOS in the future, and they actually announced it in one of their events. However, as of now, AdRas with an impression event is only an Android focus feature. What can we do? Maybe next time. So, how to actually set it up? So, we have 4 different implementation, but before we go there, there's one critical implementation consideration that Facebook requires, and it is they require a minimal amount of data before it allows value optimization. This is also true for purchase ROAS campaigns historically, but it was a little bit different. It was like 100 purchases. For ad impression based optimization, the requirement is roughly 15 attributed ad impression events. But careful with the value, not only ad impressions, but the value from your game in the last 28 days with at least 2 distinct values. So these events must be coming from users acquired from the campaigns on Facebook. It's not all organics or other sources, it needs to be Facebook. If this threshold isn't met when you try to set up a campaign or to choose the conversion event, you might find in-app ad impression grayed out or not selectable. In this case, you need to generate data first. Well, surprise, surprise. The best practice is to actually run a normal MAI campaign or mobile app install campaign or app event optimization campaign, perhaps optimizing for a simpler event such as an event or the actual ad impression, or just installs with broad targeting to acquire in the initial batch of players. As you know, you generate some ad impressions, you send those values to Facebook, you will accumulate the needed volume of ad impression events quite quickly. Once you cross the threshold 15 plus events with value, it will be unlocked automatically. So, this implementation, Facebook, App Store, AdRas single, all the MMP. So Facebook, you must integrate either Facebook SDK or the MMP. So that supports the actual forward impressions, ad impression events. Without an SDK or server integration, you won't be able to receive the signals, or Facebook you won't be able to receive the signals. If you already use the Facebook SDK for login or analytics, you can use it to log events as well. If you prefer using attribution provider, ensure you are on a plan that supports user level ad revenue tracking. This is because MMP needs to obtain the ad revenue data from the networks. On the upside, you might have to integrate each ad network's SDK and MMP ad revenue API. For example, Upside log ad revenue API for each impression, or adjust track ad revenue method. Anyway, so event mapping and configuration is important. So if you're using MMP, you need to map the MMP's ad revenue to events to Meta ad impression event. For example, Upstar uses the name of ad revenue for ad revenue, and you should map that to Android or ad impression on Android. I'm going to go through each step now because this is important. So we already went through Meta Facebook SDK. Here we have a step-by-step guide. So you need to go to active integration or find the Meta integration in apps layer. Then click on Meta Ads, obviously. Scroll down. Well, you need to wait until it actually loads, which takes a while. And then you scroll down, select the ad revenue event, click, you select that impression event, again, value, send value and revenue, and then hit save. Easy, right? But what if, what if you have a different MMP, which is adjust, for example? So in adjust, you go to the partners in the campaign lab, you select Facebook, you go to edit, and then to actual data sharing, you go to edit again, data sharing. I'm going to pause here because it's on the top of the data sharing. So you then enable ad impression mapping, you go save, and that's it. Enable ad impression event mapping. Thank you very much. But what if you have a different MMP and that's singular? No problem. We have the solution for that as well. You go to attribution, partner configuration, Facebook, and go to edit configuration. There you go. Event post packs, and then you need to select the SDK name, which is admin user. Where are you? Here. And then go to add impressions. Send all, and then also include revenue. Thank you very much. Easy as that. And this is obviously all working because you implemented all the SDKs and all the events correctly. I'm actually gonna release a guide on my Substack in the Brutally Honest section, where I have also the implementation guidelines covered in very big detail. Obviously, it's just guidelines from Facebook, singular, and not only singular, but also Upslar and adjust, but everything in one place, which is important. Very, very important. So, what do we have here? So, in summary, the impact of AdRas optimization was been very positive for the right kind of apps. So, the ad monetized games and also some apps, or basically any app with significant ad revenue, gained the most. And you can treat ad engaged users with the same importance as purchases, obviously. There were some measurable improvements, including higher ROAS, improved retention and engagement metrics, more balanced monetization, not only relying on IAPs. And there's an ability to unlock the spend in markets or audiences that were previously hard to justify because you were talking about different engagement events. Now UA managers, we still need to test and compare, obviously, but I've seen definitely in some cases higher ROAS and LTVs and kind of faster payback periods. In some cases, it was still all over the place. So it's it's still pretty interesting AdRas campaign and AdRas type to start testing, and you should start testing it ASAP. Why? Because you can't rely only on all the uploving Google and Unity AdRas campaigns. Now you can actually get another kid on the block into the UA channel mix. Then what are the kind of the best practices? So the best practices would be, well, there is a lot of them. It's all like ensuring high quality impression level data. It means verifying that in the events manager or your MMP dashboard that the events are actually coming through with expected values. As you know, you can have a wrong currency or incorrect value, cents versus, you can send cents versus actual dollars, which definitely can skew the optimization. For instance, instead of 5 cents, you will send $5, which completely confuses the algorithm. I'm not sure if this could actually help or not. All hard to say. Use test devices to actually generate a couple of ad impressions and confirm the events to show up in Meta Event Manager with the right parameter. Again, best practice is the actual event volume is important. You have to meet the event volume criteria, which is more than 15 events with 2 distinct values. Also, if your app has both IIP and ads, consider running separate campaigns. One optimized for purchase value, which is IIP ROAS, and one for ad revenue. So this allows each algorithm to specialize and find the respective types of users and players. Some advanced strategies could actually involve combining these values, sending a single total revenue event that sums IIP plus ad revenue for each user. However, that is complex and you risk muddying the waters, kind of confusing the whole algo, and this whole shenanigan kind of could mislead the results. It's usually simpler to have one campaign target purchases, obviously, and then one target the ad monetization players. You can allocate the budget between them on which revenue stream you want to grow. That said, avoiding targeting the exact same audience with both in a way that competes, maybe use the value rules or geo split if needed. Just try to monitor the overlap with Facebook's overlap tool to ensure you're not actually bidding against yourself. You use broad targeting. What are the other options these days, right? And allow yourself to monitor the learning phase and kind of trying to exit the learning phase as quickly as you can. Then we have some mistakes and pitfalls in this equation, because you can still have small volumes before launching. So even though you are kind of passing the threshold with 15 events, ensure you have more than 15 events. Get closer to 30 or 50 events with definitely different values, not only 2, but let's say 5 to 10, which then allows you to get better algo, or it kind of works a little bit better in terms of the event volume. So you train the algo before you start. That's what I'm trying to say. You need to have a look, or you need to triple check the mapping and the data flows, because, for example, on Fabstar, you can accidentally map ad revenue to a custom event instead of the predefined ad impression. And Facebook will treat this as a generic custom event, which can't be used for value optimization. So you need to be sure that it's mapped to exact Facebook event. Similarly, just the same thing with ad impression event mapping. You need to check that box that I showed you and enable that data sharing. If you miss this step, it's not going to work. Okay. Then, it's still only kind of working on Android, right? As I mentioned. Well, it's coming to iOS as well, but it will take some time. And then this Facebook AdRas campaign can be a game changer for your app. You need to kind of set up this correctly. It takes time, and there are some steps. If you miss them, then you won't be able to make it work. You need to set up all the campaigns according to the guidelines, and obviously continue test and monitor everything. Now, the thing is, there was some update for that AdRas campaigns silently released on Facebook, and their iOS is coming, so you should be on top of the things. And let me actually go into the Facebook dashboard and show you what you need to do. So just create a promotion campaign, because you have all the setup done on the MMP side. On the implementation side, you're good to go. So let's say US test AdRas. Okay, good. Obviously, we said we need to have a significant amount of money also to exit the learning phase. Let's say 150 would be enough. Okay. Tier 1. To ensure we have quite a broad audience, I borrowed my friend's app to be able to create this. So instead of app installs, we go to maximize value of conversions. Here we have in-app purchase or ad impression. Let's go to ad impressions. Let's see. We have 1 day, 7 days. I want 7 days. So dear listeners, the ROAS goal is not available for now, but it should be and will be in the future. So now it's just maximizing the value of conversions, right? So then we go to the audience. We set US and tier 1. US user, not user, the United States. United States. So we go to United Kingdom. Very, very good. Germany as well. Let's go to, what else? Canada. And we go to Australia. Okay, awesome. Then what do we have here? This is not really that important, but kind of is. Then we have Advantage Plus. Everything is Advantage Plus. Okay, good. Next. And we go to creatives, which now it's going to be just test, because I'm going to pause it afterwards. Okay, but let's select the video, whatever is the video. Why do I have the monopoly going here? Okay, let's try. Actually, oh, wait a second, that was my face. It's me and John Wright. Skip. Okay, fine. Thank you very much, John. Thank you very much, listeners, for bearing with me. And I'm actually trying to. Okay, there is a problem. So let's just use their proper Facebook page. Okay, good. It's not good. It's good. Thank you very much. Okay, so this is basically it. We go publish and we. our campaign for AdRas is live. So, simple as that. Now, you should try it for yourself. If you have any questions, please comment under the video, join our Slack channel. I will keep you posted about all the news and everything that regarding the Meta AdRas campaigns, because I'm following this very closely. I want to make this work, and I know there are some updates coming, and I can't wait. So thank you very much for coming again. I'll see you next time. Let me know if you're running some great ad impression events and campaigns. Cheers. Bye bye.